What's up, Pizzaholics? I'm over here by Simo. 90 seconds to Naples. That's their mantra. Let's go eat. How about those prices, guys? $10.10 for this, ladies and gentlemen. Simo. This place has been high on my list for quite some time now. Mostly because I love Neapolitans. It's a personal pizza. $10. Can't go wrong with that price, guys. Let's go and dig right in. Let's feel it first. Nice and pillowy as expected. 90 seconds to Naples, everybody. That's how long it took to cook this thing. I'm hoping it's not a knife and fork pizza like most Neapolitans are. All right, here we go, guys. This one is ripe for the taking. What do we look for in a Neapolitan? Again, a Neapolitan is Italian style. Don't expect any crisp when it comes to Neapolitans, and for that reason, a lot of people don't like them. I'm not one of those people. Yeah, they're a little chewy. There's barely any crisp, but the quality of the dough, it's so light. I'm not sure what type of flour they're using. This reminds me of 00 flour. It just melts in your mouth. It's like a crepe. And that's how Neapolitans should be. Extremely light, like a crepe. The dough should be like a crepe. Thin, foldable for a Neapolitan. But yeah, nice and thin. Not as thin as Gino Sorbilo. Not as thin as Gino Sorbilo, which is, in my mind, the greatest Neapolitan I've ever had because the crust was just so thin. And the reason why you want the crust to... When I go for Neapolitans, I'm looking for that crepe-like texture to the crust. You want the crust to kind of hug everything. Hug the sauce, hug the cheese. And when you bite into it, you're getting the sauce and the cheese. And, nothing's being absorbed by the dough. The bread is so light. And it's a very light vessel for the sauce and the cheese. Whereas sometimes with some Sicilian style pizzas and focaccias, the bread sometimes absorbs and henceforth dilutes the flavor of that sauce and cheese because it's being infused into the bread as you bite. But when it's so light like this and like a crepe, you get all that flavor, man. All that flavor. All right, guys, under the microscope we go. Let's go and dissect this Neapolitan from Simo here in Manhattan. 90 seconds to Naples. That is the slogan. We're going to start with the crust, guys. In crust, we trust. Can we put our trust in this crust? Can we put all our marbles into it? Well, for one thing, it is extremely airy and light and delicious. Look at that. Look how light that is. Beautiful. Pillowy. With Neapolitans, they can sometimes be crispy, but for the most part, they're not. They're not. They're just not. And this one is definitely not. There's zero crisp at all. Sometimes with Neapolitans, you may get some crisp in the back towards the bottom there. Not the case here. Not as charred as I thought it would be. I looked at a lot of photos of this pizza on Yelp, and in the photos, I've seen a lot of pies that were a lot more charred than this. This could have used another, I don't know, a couple more seconds, I guess, in the oven. A couple more. It's not exactly pale, but look at that. Just one little blister on this whole end right here. On this slice here. Neapolitans need to be speckled with nice dark black and brown blisters. And this one I wouldn't consider speckled, if that's the word I'd use. Now, let's go talk about the sauce, which I must say had a little sourness to it. It was sour. It was just sour. It wasn't what I expected. But on the bright side, it's pulpy. It's very pulpy. And there's a lot of it on there. Look at that. Mounds of sauce. Look at that. We're going to go talk about that cheese. I was a little concerned when I saw the mozzarella di bufala. I admit I was a little concerned when I saw the mozzarella di bufala on the menu because most of the time, believe it or not, they say mozzarella di bufala on the menu, and you don't get mozzarella di bufala. Mozzarella di bufala, as you know, if you follow me on this channel, I freaking love that cheese. It's a very rich, creamy, gamey, funky mozzarella cheese from Buffalo Cow. And, you know, it's expensive. First and foremost, they don't import a lot of that stuff. And restaurants run out. They do. They tend to run out of it. And sometimes you don't get that mozzarella di bufala. However, I must say right here, this right here, guys, is legit. That's some real deal mozzarella di bufala, Buffalo Cow milk cheese. Typically with pizza, with the mozzarella di bufala, they put the cheese on after it comes out of the oven. That's how milky and delicate the cheese is. I don't know if they did that here. I couldn't see, but that's how delicate the cheese is and milky. It just melts. It doesn't have to be in the friggin' oven to melt. It's a beautiful thing, guys. A beautiful thing. And not only is mozzarella di bufala rare and because of imports and things like that, because and you know, and it's also expensive. Buffalo cows in general don't produce a lot of buffalo cow milk, or milk in general. Buffalo cows don't produce as much milk as regular dairy cows. So that's why it's rare as well, and expensive and delicious. A couple sprigs of basil on the pizza. I didn't get that strong aroma from this basil. I just did not. That is so often the case with so many pizzerias here in the United States, with the exception of just a few. Grimaldi's is one, DeFara is another, and Lucali. That's it. I've never tasted basil as good as those three places. It's just hard to find good basil in this country. But I think that's about it, guys. I think that about sums it up for this old soul. Pizza gets cold. We don't give Neapolitans another fold because we don't look for crisp when it comes to Neapolitans. We test for crisp when it comes to New York style coal-fired pizzas. So let's go and talk about this thing and give it a score. I would have liked a little more char on the bottom. Sauce, not the greatest. It didn't have that sweet, you know, that naturally sweet, pulpy. It just wasn't, you know, the flavor, the tomato flavor was a bit on the sour side. And, you know, that tells me, you know, these tomatoes are built for shelf life. Maybe they are, you know, preserved. Maybe there's preservatives or citric acid. A little too much citric acid for my tastes. They were sour. They were sour. The cheese was good. The cheese was the best thing. Real deal mozzarella di bufala. You don't get that every day. So a 7.2 for Simo. Absolutely delicious cheese. If you haven't had mozzarella di bufala, it's freaking fantastic cheese. So yeah, that about does it, guys. Follow me up on the Instagram if you guys haven't already. I'm on there. Instagram, Pizza Reviews on the Go at Instagram. And do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell, hit the notification bell so you can watch my videos as soon as they drop. It would help me out a lot, guys. I really do appreciate all the correspondences. I get lots of comments. I love talking to you guys about pizza, everything pizza, and more. Until next time, guys, keep those bellies full, preferably with some nice, light Neapolitan pizza such as this. Until next time, this is Antonio, signing off.